Welcome into Boxing Scene's top stories here on ProBox TV. Scan the QR code below to get the ProBox TV app and never fall behind with your boxing news. Of course, the boxing universe right now revolving around Terence Crawford, of course, defeating Israel Madrimov last Saturday for the 154-pound title. What is next for him? Well, if it's not Canelo Alvarez, Turki Al-Sheikh says it might be Vergil Ortiz. Unfortunately, he's fighting Serhii Bohachuk this Saturday for another version of the 154-pound world title. So the question remains, is this a trap fight? Is Turki Al-Sheikh putting the cart for the horse? Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri joining us. Paulie, what's your thought on this pre-matchmaking? Is it a good idea? Very tough fight in front of Vergil Ortiz.
Yeah, I've noticed that Turki Al-Sheikh does like to do this. He likes to, put the cart before the horse, and it didn't work out when Zhang fought Wilder. He kept talking about Wilder and AJ, and then Zhang knocked out Wilder. I don't really like to talk about things in that way, because Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz is such a good fight that you could see a rematch happening off that. You could see that the necessity for a rematch after a fight between two dynamic fighters like that would probably be the best fight. Now, that's not to say, we're obviously saying that Vergil is in the conversation for Crawford only if the Canelo fight can't be made. But really, I don't find any need to do that because Vergil is not going into a tune-up fight. Vergil is going into a very, very competitive fight with Serhii Bohachuk. And it's the kind of fight where, if you look at their styles, could really turn into an explosive, exciting fight. Fight of the year, possible fight of the year contender. And fights like that, you'd rather see a rematch. You know what I'm saying? So you can't keep putting the cart before the horse all the time. I understand the excitement and all this stuff. And listen, if it works out that way, it works out that way. Oh, you also got Berlanga in front of Canelo. Again, I know Berlanga's going to be a heavy underdog, and Canelo likes to fight these heavy underdogs typically. But, nonetheless, you still have to see what if Berlanga puts up a fight to where there's a rematch necessary or there's more demand necessary. You just can't keep doing that. I've seen that in the past. I can remember Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya was going to fight each other, and there was a tune-up fight for each. And then Felix Sturm ends up beating Oscar De La Hoya and getting robbed because they had to make Hopkins against De La Hoya. They just had to do it, even if it meant robbing the guy before. So I hope, not to see the cart get put before the horse. Vergil Ortiz and Bohachuk is a great fight. There's no need to talk about anything after it until they fight.
Chris Algieri, first off, what's your thought on Bohachuk as an opponent for Vergil Ortiz? And also, this idea that is this bulletin board material? If you're Bohachuk's corner, if you're his team, I'm putting this right on the bulletin board that he's supposed to fight Crawford next. No, I'm first. What's your thought on that and that motivation?
Listen, I love this fight too, champ. I agree with you, Paulie. This is a fantastic matchup with two young, hungry guys fighting for an interim title. And this is not a foregone conclusion in any way. I lean towards Vergil Ortiz, but honestly, Bohachuk looks fantastic lately. He's been on a streak since his one lone loss to Brandon Adams a couple years back. He's been knocking everybody out. He's got a tremendous knockout percentage. And you got Vergil Ortiz. I mean, the guy's in front of you. And he's been inactive. Yes, he's had two fights very, very recently, but they were one-round blowouts against overmatched opponents. So now he's stepping in with a very, very serious opponent in Serhii Bohachuk. You cannot put the cart before the horse. We keep saying that. Guys, this is boxing. It's not WWE. You can't play that many chess moves ahead. Too many things are happening. We always say in this sport, this is why we make the fights. This is why we have to watch the fights, because anything can happen. This is the theater of the unexpected. We got to see what's going to happen this weekend. Let's not look past this fight. It's a great fight. I'm looking forward to this fight. Yeah, all the talk of Vergil Ortiz and Terence Crawford down the line, that sounds great. Talking about Canelo, past Berlanga, that sounds great. But let's focus on what's in front of us. We have good fights at our doorstep. Let's focus on those, and then we can talk about them. And then what's next? Cannot look too far ahead. This is an actual sport, not an entertainment business. We cannot put the cart before the horse.
And I'll tell you one thing also. A lot of the upsets are happening on courtesy of Turki Al-Sheikh.
Exactly.
So if anybody should know better, it's Turki Al-Sheikh, because he's given us these great matchups where a lot of upsets do happen. So he should also know better himself, because he's the one making a lot of these matchups, which nobody's complaining about. We just want to see them happen.
Fans are winning, Vegas is losing, which is a good thing for the sport. Fans are winning, Vegas is losing.
It's always best when you don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it's going to be a fight where all you'll be thinking about Terence Crawford as the fight happens this Saturday, but it's going to be a great one. Bohachuk versus Vergil Ortiz is going to make news, and when it makes news, you can catch news here on ProBox TV.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProBoxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.